자 5명 다 나왔지? 4명인가? 이건 뭘까 가운데 이게 뭔가 이 광선이 쫙 해가지고 여기 갑자기 쫙 해가지고 뭔가 탁 이렇게 만들어지는 것 같은데 여기가 아 알 수가 없네.
The Alliance had discovered the presence of the ultimate evil. This had nothing to do with a tip-off from a certain narrator who wanted to increase the tension. It was pure coincidence.
야, 이 해설자가 꼬질렀어 나 여기 있는 거. 개 같은 거. 꼬질러. 가자. 나가자.
Sent its troops to the surface for the first time. The swamplands spread out before them. The next step was to either find the Nagas and recruit them, or be massacred by the army of the Alliance. It was a difficult decision.
Hello. 엿됐다. 잠깐만 이 엿됐거든요. 잠깐만 이거 다구리 까야 된다 이거. 1.4 점사해야 된다. 뒤집어. 옳지. 그렇지. 일로와. 뒤집어 싸. 됐어 지금이야. 이거 뭐야? 오리 아닌데? 그림린 같은데? 됐어.
It's payday.
늪지대다.
In the distance, the ultimate evil's creatures could see a massive stone building, a Naga temple. Apparently, there was an entrance to it in the north.
쪽에 들어가는
The
입구가
horde
있을
set out
거라고.
in that direction. The army of the ultimate evil could view the temple from the top of the hill, and it did not look good for the Nagas. The nauseatingly good hero Krotos personally led the Alliance into battle and was forcing the snake creatures to retreat. Only his death would deliver the temple back into the hands of evil. Well, that could be.
저걸 어떻게 처리하지?
The troops of the ultimate evil stumbled upon a patrol of the Alliance
뒤집어 싸!
that fought some Nagas.
그렇지.
Of course, they immediately set about wiping out the much-hated heroes. Oh, and by the way, you could, of course, also set those Nagas free.
나가 풀어주고서 우리 편으로 만들어야 되겠다. 지도 느낌 컸던데 지금 와 있어요 여기.
The last fighter in the patrol was
Okay.
defeated. Creatures of the horde.
이거 못 열어.
Oh yes, and set the Naga free as
예!
well.
나가 피 채워준다.
Ultimate evil. The eager for new units evil sent
걔 해자네 나가.
expected the Naga camp to be.
나가 힐러네.
Fight to free their unholy temple from the Alliance. If the ultimate evil was to help them win it back, then their support would be guaranteed. Since that fitted perfectly with a planned revenge on Krotos, it was the ideal solution.
곰이다. 곰이야 늑대야 뭐야 이거. 곰이요 늑대요.
The approaching horde startled a few animals.
이거 잘못된 거.
Dinner.
잘못된 거 같은. 야 이거 먼저 주잖아요. 그래 그거야. 구호소 빨리 만들어야 되겠다. 애들. 야 여기다 그냥 구호소 차려 그냥.
There are enemies in your dungeon. A tinkerer's cave had been built. Soon traps and doors in the dungeon would make any would-be hero's life more tricky.
야야야야야야. 싸울 때가 아니여. 돌아와. 빨리. 난리 났다 지금 난리 났다요 지금. 야.
It's payday.
야 페이데이고 나발이고 이제.
The throne room is under attack.
야야야.
Pleased Evil's hardworking goblins have made plans.
좋아 좋아.
A guard room.
그래 그 치고 있어. 그래 그 치고 있어. 따라오지 마. 따라오지 마세요 제발. 알았어. 랩업책 먹었어. 그리고 조용해. 2개 있던 거 아니잖아. 한 권 있었잖아.
Defend the throne room.
자 빨리 갑시다. 니들 뭐 합니까 지금? 흘리고 있다니까 본진. 시작해. 제거해 박씨. 저 불탄다고요? 아니 불타는 척 하는 겁니다.
In an earlier version of this story, this would have spelled instant defeat. Dramatically, however, it was decided that the disgraced player would be allowed to carry on with the game. Oh, and the Naga were brought back to life again.
힐러 안 죽었어. 왜 이래? 안에 시설 좀 진짜. 야 이거 만들려면은 저거 만들어야 되잖아. 미치겠. 야 버려. 우리 나간다 우리. 죽더라도 나간다. 우선 나가 마을을 찾아야 돼. 갑시다. 저걸 어떻게 상대하냐고. 여기서 사람이 늘어나야 되니까, 인원수가 늘어나야 되니까. 던전부터 키우고 가도 안 넣는다고? 아이 싫어. 나 갈거야.
It's payday.
야이씨. 뒤집어 싸. 옳지. 고기를 잔뜩 챙겼는데 자원이 아니니까 상관없대. 개 무쓸모.
A small group of alliance troops had gathered here. The presence of the Nagas ensured that the all-seeing evil could see even the cloaked units.
와우. 나가 마을만 발견하면 그래 너 죽어라. 그래 잘했어. 그래 고블린 만듭시다 이제. 고블린 예약 걸어놔. 고블린 예약제. 됐어. 됐어. 어휴 애들 상태 왜 이래요. 가자.
At last,
찾았다.
all reached the Naga's camp. They were not able to offer the ultimate evil much help. However, they spoke of an artifact that was hidden deep down in the mountain.
Okay.
It would make defeating the alliance a piece of cake. The Nagas opened a portal to the artifact using their ancient magic. The insidious evil debated briefly whether it was worth
함정 연구 시켜놨어야지. 고블린 한 마리.
It was only a question of its
고블린 하나 더 만들까?
and of course, the ultimate evil didn't give a toss about that.
역시 연구 시설이. 아이씨. 빨리 빨리 캐 빨리 빨리. 뭐야? 어디로 가는 거야 이거? 크리처와 함께 포탈 가기? 뭐야? 어디로 가 이거?
The horde had passed through the Naga
뭐야 이거
portal
어디야?
and
뭐야?
found themselves in an old altar chamber, in the center of which lay a very ancient-looking object. This had to be the artifact. Some creatures appeared to be guarding it.
야야 1.4 해라 얘들아. 따로따로 좀 놀지마 제발. 집의 상태가? 아니야 이렇게 전투적이야. 아니야. 우선 메인 줘. 메인 줘. 메인 줘. 괜찮아. 걱정하지 마.
There were still a few guards merrily dancing around the artifact. These had to be removed. Once the artifact guards were eliminated, the artifact began to glow. It almost seemed to be waiting to be picked up. It looked as if the artifact would fit perfectly
그대로
into the
들고 와.
mysterious altar base that lay deep within the dungeon of the
가자!
Maybe it would
이게 바로 신의 권능이지. 바로 백업. 연구 좀 해라 얘들아. 우리나라가 왜 강국이야? 기술을 자꾸 연구하고 만들어서 그런 거 아니야. 연구해. 술자리도 하나 만들어야 될 것 같은데. 술. 언제까지 싸워? 왜 이래?
I don't think you quite got the hang of it yet, have you? You have to take that artifact thingy and put it onto the damn socket. Got that? It's not hard. Click.
이걸 여기다가 꽂아버리라고 이렇게.
The artifact was currently lifeless. It needed some magic. The next task for the expanding evil's creatures was to expose some mana crystals. This mana would be necessary to charge the artifact up. Wait a moment. That's already been done.
진짜 일이 끝도 없네.
But a mana crystal on its own was really of no value to the ultimate evil. It would take a crystal chamber to make this valuable asset usable. A room was quickly installed under the crystal.
Oh my god.
The crystal chamber shone with the brilliance of a freshly painted room. To exploit this effectively, the success enabling evil was now able to recruit Nagas. At this exact moment, the clan conveniently placed some of these snake-like beings at its disposal.
그렇게 하면 크리스탈이 저장이 돼?
The first brewery was built underground. Later, orcs and goblins would get obscenely drunk there.
좁아.
And meander through the dungeons, slurring their words and singing
짜증나
new
진짜.
It's payday.
그놈의 봉급나는 확 다 이 개.
Apparently, it had not escaped the notice of the Alliance's magicians that something disturbing was going on in the underground. So they decided to mount
크리스탈에서
powerful
인구수
attacks
업그레이드 할 수 있다고요?
But the ultimate evil had been warned. That's what I'm doing right now, by the way, and created such a formidable defense that it would have brought tears to the eyes of any tower defense player.
밑에 크리스탈? 요거? 우와. 최대 인구수 증가시키는데 마나 100대인데. 우와. 그래 이거야. 나가들이 나와가지고 마나를 캐는구나. 이건 또 특수한 걸 캐네요. 오, 새로운 거 배웠어. 알았어 이제.
A cry for help from a few Nagas trapped in a very remote area reached the ultimate evil while it was defending the dungeon. Maybe they could be saved by using a spell, which is ready to be unlocked in the crystal chamber.
헤헤.
The artifact is under attack.
와, 엄마 손 왜 이렇게 세? 역시 곰 학살자요. 헬스. 그녀를 존스라 부르는 자. 카트 페리스 힐튼. 긴급 후퇴 마법 배우기. 긴급 후퇴 만화 150 있어야 돼요. 우선 함정을 좀 설치를 합시다. 자, 들어오자마자 타작 기계에 좀 걸그치게 하고.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. Wave by wave
여기서 한번 터지고,
so far
여기서 한번 터지고.
So, a strategic genius had decided to open up a second entrance to the underground in order to send, well, wave after wave of units into the dungeon.
아티팩트 보호하십시오. 아티팩트를 보호하래요.
Slowly, but surely, the artifact filled itself up.
좋아, 좋아. 피해량 20, 마나 20. 뭐해? 왜 시리야? 너가 왜? 시련 20, 마나 20. 뭐해? 시리야, 뭐해?
시련 20, 마나 25에 몇시야 너 사용해지는 20만원씩 뭐해? 시리야 뭐해에 대한 정보를 하나도 찾지
The fingers of a goblin devoted to the unspeakably evil impatiently tapped on the weapon. He was still awaiting orders to begin researching the guard room. Of course, he did it behind the lazy.
실종됐나 보다.
He didn't want the hand of terror to haunt him.
머리 실종됐나 보다.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
애들 계속 들어오나 봐. 오, 밑으로도 들어와 이제. 아, 쉣. 아, 이러면 안 되는데. 아, 저쪽에만 깔았는데.
The creatures of the unstoppable evil continued work on filling the artifact with magic.
야, 가서 싸워야. 근데 부르는 자 건드리지 마. 그렇지. 어허, 이 건방진 놈들이 이거. 뭐야? 왜 못 나와요? 아, 주위에 갇혔어? 아씨, 여기 어디야?
Heroes have entered your dungeon.
나가 안 죽었죠. 긴급 후퇴 배우고. 오케이.
The artifact was almost bursting with energy. It was now producing mana
오케이, 좋아.
independently.
이 휘둘러치기로
By the ultimate evil
갓둘러치기.
side in the battle for the
자,
temple.
갓둘러치기.
It also
갓둘러치기.
gave the ultimate evil access
좋아,
to a
좋아.
few more magic spells.
잘했어.
Now it was time to take the temple and destroy Krotos. The ultimate evil gathered
얘네
all
손 들고
together
뭐해?
to attack
야,
in one
니네
devastating
뭐해? 아, 술 달라고 파업하고 있었어? 이런 싸가지들 봐. 지금 술 먹을 때야. 너 일로 와. 술은 얘네 피로 마셔. 오늘 얘네 피가 니네 술이다. 술 달라고 시위하고
The
있어.
ultimate
미쳐.
evil had learned a spell. This would enable the Nagas to be rescued. It immediately set about doing so.
안 그래도
There are
만들어 주려고 그랬는데
enemies
정
in your
떨어지게.
dungeon.